Hey, Taladar, thanks for showing up. Welcome, everybody. I'm happy to. Oh, I am talking. Okay, good. I'm happy to be here with my special guest, Skip Sandwich DX. Welcome.
What's going on? Hey, what's bleeps and bloops and check out these kicks.
Oh yeah, we're starting off with my kick template because that's actually the only one I could find. Normally, I have like a template. I don't know like at which point I kind of stopped using it. I haven't really been writing actively, so I don't really need the template. I just need like saves that have all my songs on them for whatever I'm gonna play in my live set, and as a result, I'm like, some of the templates that I have are also for older, for like version 6. Honestly, it's probably still relevant, aside from maybe like the noise snare. So, but yeah, I just like need to put a version 9 template together somewhere. But then I was like, wait a minute, where's that kick template? Maybe we could like go through some of these kicks. And I went ahead and just threw in like a noise snare and hat. So that should be at least usable. And then I figured like if we need like a wave bass or something, that should be pretty easy to whip up. Oh, you love the background animation. Thanks. I think I got it off Pixabay. Good place for royalty-free graphics and stuff. And it's it's nice. I feel like it adds interest, visual interest, without being like overly distracting. Also, I just realized I need to pop out the Discord chat so that we can show that on stream as well. Good old, where is this? This.
Yeah, I think I only made it like a third of the way through your LSDJ kick tutorial video before I just got like inspired and just kind of like went off on a tangent, and then like, and maybe it's better that way, you know, that like I can kind of digest it.
Totally. Okay, here we go. That's better. There we go. Now we can see who's talking.
Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah, a good old stream. Well, let's see. Maybe we can make this like horizontal. That's probably better. Don't mind. Oh, it's .exe.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome. Yeah, we haven't even. We're just about to get started, and we're using my kicks template. So there's, well, I don't actually know how many kicks are in here, but several. And CC Ivory actually tipped me off to another kick that I didn't include. It's not so much that it's its own kick, but it is a technique that can be used. So, oh man,
Is it in here?
yeah, this is just supposed to be samples, but I didn't have the kit in here, the FF kit. That's fine. We can just make this 606909 or something like that. And then
I assume
these aren't kicks, but that's fine.
I assume this is from the every kick I can think of video.
Yeah, and I forgot that I do know another. Let's see, is this just the? Yeah, this is the basic. This is the basic one, and so you guys might know this. Let me go ahead and clone this instrument, since you are kind of old heads, have been in here, you know, in LSDJ for a while. What do we even call this? Sidechain kick, I guess is what we'll call it. And then we can clone this.
Name
table.
Instruments? Are you crazy?
Yeah, it only took me 6 years to start naming instruments, but it's this trick
With master volume.
Yeah, and then
I didn't know this until you taught it to me. So
really,
Oh, wow.
I learned it from InfoDrive, and somebody was talking about like they were trying to figure out how this trick worked, and basically, you know, so for anybody who doesn't know, because the M command kind of it's kind of not used very often,
No,
because
not at all.
it's, I mean, it's just so blatant. Like it affects all channels, but it's the master volume command. So your 7 is the highest, and each one of these digits controls a channel. So then you're I'm dipping it all the way down to volume 2, and then going up slowly. So it kind of emulates like a sidechain effect on the kick. And somebody was talking about how they were trying to figure out how it worked. And when you dip down this volume like this and then bring it back up, it's almost kind of EQing the mids out of the kick. So anyways, we can take a listen to like without it and then with it.
That's big brain right there.
I know. So let me go back to, where's the original kick that I just changed that. That's fine. Okay, I'm trying to do this without actually playing the kick.
Right.
Okay.
A little suspense.
I know. Okay, so here's our like original. Maybe it'd be better to try this with like just 4 on the floor, since that's kind of the effect that we're wanting to go for. Or it's kind of what I would want to use it for. So here's the like original, your standard. And then here it is with the like side chain.
Oh, yeah.
But it makes a really big difference when you've got like actual other stuff happening in the other channels.
Right.
So maybe we can bring this down here and then put in a couple of chains here, and then just like put something just like some kind of ARP type thing, like a long sustain. And then I know we're at, of course, 128, so that's not the most exciting. Like you can, it's not the most apparent here, but like obviously you can control the slope of this and stuff too. Like
right, yeah, you dial it in based on the sound design.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. And you know, it's like obvious, right? Or it seems obvious. Like anytime anyone shows me anything new in LCG, I'm like, oh man, that's like, how come I didn't think of that? It's like, it's so obvious, but it's like hiding in plain sight. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the thing that I like to use this for, that I learned from Hypnogram, is to do like like stereo panning, like full stereo panning. Of course, like again, it affects. Oh yeah, you don't. Oh, you do have the link. Okay. Oh hey, it looks like Pouale's here.
Hello.
We can't hear you. But you're not on mute. But .exe is on mute. Oh, see, now this is much more prominent. So, sidechain, regular. So yeah, it kind of, you could even go like even more in depth. Like I feel like I'm not even hearing it. Also, 0 is not silent. Like you would think it would be, but it's really not.
Right, what's a setting that affects all channels?
Yeah, but it's actually like, it's like very, 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 very quiet, but it's not completely silent. So yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Now it really sounds like the compressor is pumping. So that's like a funny, but like I've tried this effect before, and I just, sometimes I'm like, it's too prominent almost. Like it
sounds like post. It sounds like, you know, editing LCJ in post.
And when I heard, so CC Ivory actually sent me a track that used this, and I was like, sounds like the compressor's hitting too hard, you know? Like, and then I was like, oh, I should have heard that. Like that was that trick there, because it's like, but yeah, you could also, you could make it less prominent, which is kind of like what I did before, right? So like, a little bit milder. So yeah, anyways, an extra kick trick if anybody wanted to
Thank you, CC Ivory. You're the man.
to see get some bonus content that wasn't in the kicks tutorial. But yeah, so okay, now looks like it's gonna be your turn to get going.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Hey.
we can hear you. Welcome.
Nice.
Hey,
What
Hello.
time is it in France?
It's quarter past midnight, so I won't stay too long because I'm working
Right.
tomorrow, but I'll stay a little bit.
Oh, the Invisible Man says, great snare. Thank you. I threw it together in about 10 seconds. Should have maybe put that in the kicks tutorial template as well, but it isn't I probably use the same snare sound like 90% of the time, so.
are you not
You'll
going
have
to do a
make
sequel?
a snare tutorial.
Yeah, are you not going to do every snare I can think of?
Actually, it's probably worth doing. Making every other non-kick drum that I can think of, because I feel like you could fit some toms in there,
Yeah, right. I'm kind of just gonna spitball some random stuff, I guess. Maybe something in tune.
No. Out of tune is fine. We'll deal with it.
Well, I guess we can kind of get to it when we get to it.
Yeah.
How do you make chords again in LSDJ? This is.
I think we need like another mechanic in here, like I mean like a streaming, I don't even know what you call it, but like something to where like we have a timer, and then when the timer goes, like the next person has to take the thing, like.
Yeah, for sure.
Because otherwise it's just too tame.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of just like mess around until someone else gets inspired and wants to grab it. I think for anyone who hasn't done it, you can set your controller to take over or whatever, and
I think
will not be mad.
Anybody who is and maybe we'll force Pouale to take some control, because since he's got a roulette virtual machine.
Yeah, I would love to hear what he's got to take it.
And I think
yeah, why not? Do you want me to take over right now, or do you want to work a little bit on it first?
Yeah, go for it. It's 12:18 where you are, so.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay. What I like to do is like always approach the note by the note one half step below, and then use the delay command to have like a grace note. Maybe this is not what I want. Maybe just more like this. I want to try different chords here.
Central Time gang, yeah. What's up, Panther Cat Animal? I think last time we were all in the same time zone, but now we've got one person who's in a very different time zone, and then I think 3 of us that are in the same time zone. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Sorry, had to do that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna let you keep going, but I've already got like some refinements that I'm keeping in mind. But keep going, because you should write more while you're still here.
Yeah. So let's see this instrument. We don't have any table on it. I'm gonna okay. What I like to do is have like randomization on the pulse width. So I'm going to do just that. How do I go about it? I think I use a B command. I always have to check
B is
how
for
it works.
this is for hopping in the table. I think you want
Yeah.
Z.
No, actually, I want
a random on the
timing.
random.
No, I want to randomize the time when it goes
God.
to the next step, basically. But I have to check how it works. So I want a low probability. No, actually it's the opposite, I think. So first digit is probability, and second digit is where to hop.
Yeah.
So I want a high probability to stay the same, and so it will go randomly to the next phase. Yeah, I think it's good. Maybe
Whoa.
something
This
like
is
that.
a totally other way of approaching the random pulse width change. I normally just use the Z command.
Yeah, but I think like it's more precise if you really want only two different things, and not have something that is oscillating, and just control the timing. I think I usually use either. It depends on, but I think in this case it works well, and I think like we're gonna put some vibrato on some notes. So I think I put it in.
I was just gonna say that the B command for the random timing is like a super cool trick. It's just like when I find something new, like I'm still kind of blown away that like there are other ways to do things that I haven't considered. And that's not because I think I'm like so great at LSDJ. It's just like
it would sound really great with some L commands and like some hammer-ons.
Oh yeah. Maybe we won't take control to refine, because I think I don't have much more ideas than just refine this. And maybe it would be interesting that someone else would do it.
Defense, you had a couple ideas, right?
Yeah, I was mostly thinking about stuff going on here, and also like maybe we can move that kick chain to another, or phrase to another chain, and then that way this can like just like I was thinking about this should like build up, perhaps. So that way. And then that way, in the next part of the song, like we could bring in a bass and like have it get more full. That was one thing. And then I was thinking, what if we just, and maybe even faster. Yeah, something like that.
I mean, you got to do that. It's the rule.
I have a melody in my head. Nobody has any.
Just closed my 170 BPM project, and 128 was so relaxing. That's cool. What kind of project? Is it like a drum and bass or something like that? That's usually what I think of. Like 170. It could be, something else. I don't really know genres of music that well. Anything that's like even slightly adjacent to that counts as like drum and bass to me.
Gotta love LSDJ workflow.
Yeah, literally you have to, or else you can't use it.
Yeah, you hate it.
Oh, exactly. Wanted to try it out. Nice. This is wild.
I've been muted this whole time, haven't I?
Oh, I was like, all right, he's thinking.
I was gonna say, I wasn't sure why that ARP wasn't working.
Oh, I think it's because you had A20 in the table, so it's shutting it off after that second command column reaches that row.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
So you could change that to an H command or Well, yeah, I guess it just depends on whether you want the table to... Octave 9, octave 9. I don't know if he knows that I'm messing with him, because that's like, he does that a lot. Yeah,
I do.
But like, do you want to... I'll just repeat it, I guess, but I know you've mentioned it's because like everything in that frequency range sounds the same. So it's a way to make the Game Boy not sound like a Game Boy.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, you have to like, it has to be consistent, so it all have to be like...
Oh my God.
Which, yeah.
Which that still somehow sounds like a Game Boy, but...
Yeah.
No, you need lots of like granular detail to do that, and then your brain gets away with thinking that there's textural detail where it's really like macro details, you know? But I mean, you can do that in any channel, but like really it's... The higher it is, the easier it is to get away with that a lot of the time.
Right.
You don't have to smooth it as much. But that was my only idea for the...
I'm out of ideas.
Just that repeated ad infinitum.
Yeah.
Open up the kick and add some bass. Oh, wait. Hands back.
It works well with the M command to take out some of the harshness. Yeah, that's a good observation. I hadn't really... I kind of forgot that that was still on there because the kick is so short. In fact, that kick table... Is the kick table going to cut off? Because I bet it is actually cutting the volume, right? After 3 ticks? So it's probably M commanding down to like volume 4.
Wait, because it's a master, right? On the whole.
So it
ducks
probably...
everything after.
It's not even hitting the rest of the... commands on that table, right? Hang on, I gotta check this out.
Yeah, like...
I want to see what the table is doing here. Yeah, this is leaving it at volume 3. That's hilarious.
I mean, really it worked for the intro, kind of, you know, like...
Yeah, totally. But maybe what we should do is like reset it to M7 here. With that, 'cause I don't want to have to make another table.
That is weird.
I never
that is so freaking weird.
Realize that. Or actually, it would probably make more sense to put it on the offbeats, because then you've got like real pumping. And
right.
Even it could go up to 5 or something here.
I love how alien this feels. This feels so weird.
I mean, you could shape it better if you use the table.
Kind of, because you might be able to hear it, especially in here. Well, is it still? It's not that bad, but it can get real clicky
right.
to have all of those M commands happening so soon. Okay, give it back.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that actually. I'm curious what like a bass instrument would sound like. I'm sorry, you had one ready, right?
No, I didn't.
No?
I said that
okay.
it would be quick to make one, though.
Also, I love how we started with this template and used absolutely nothing in it.
Oh, well, we didn't actually explore, did we? Okay.
It's all kicks. It's all kicks. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you wanted to make a song that was all kicks, this would be perfect. And I didn't even put the kit in this ROM, so whatever.
What is going on here? Whoa, I'm like flying around here.
Yeah, this one we've already used that. So
wait, is there like...
That was just the regular wave kick.
No, I ended up in Pulse 2 when like scrolling out of the menu. Like, I'm not used to my cursor ending up there.
Yeah, that's funny.
Is that like a different
I have
version?
no idea how that could have happened.
That's weird.
We'll have to go back and sometimes we've gone back and watched the replay and like caught bugs in LSDJ. I feel like that's happened a couple of times. Like, what was that? But it's not always a bug. It's just like, I wasn't paying attention or something.
What synth should I put it on so it doesn't interact with anything else you've already made?
If you hit the, let me we should be able to just double tap. Oh no, I'm not out of synths. You got to be kidding me.
That's what I was wondering.
See, what happened is this is from an older version, so all of the default waves are inverted. So it thinks that it's not the default because that's how it checks is if it's this.
Okay.
But since they're all this, it thinks we're out of synths, but we're not. So synth 2.
Wait, how did you flip that?
Hold
He was
select.
just scrolling through waves.
Select and B twice, and that. See how I've got 2 lines now, so the whole thing is selected, and then hold A and press up.
That's madness.
So how long has that been a thing?
Since like version 4. So you can also invert just like part of the waves,
That's
or
so wild.
So just the selection gets inverted, and then also if you hold A and then left and right, you can flip it horizontally.
I read the manual. I swear I read the manual.
That's LSDJ, man. It's like, and I've never made like wave synths this way ever. Like I've always like punching in like numbers.
And then also like
drawing.
you may have known about this. You can do this whole thing where you're like shifting stuff around. Now this is like a very rap, a very rap feel right here. So yeah, this is like bog standard stuff.
I took like
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I took like a frequency analysis course, and for a while I was writing all my own synths after that, but I think I lost the magic touch now.
Okay, now here's an idea. Like this is okay. So I like this, right? I want to be able to make a whole synth out of this. So I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna set the I don't care. I'm going to set the signal to wave F2. Then I'm gonna go over here and paste it into wave F2, and now like I can make a whole synth just out of that initial wave frame because we've got this user. So now I can like put phase on it and stuff. So if I took this on, oh yeah, okay, loop.
I love that feature. I loved it when Johan added that feature, but it's still like. You can still get things just like a little bit crisper by drawing things yourself.
Yeah, totally. I know what you mean. And then what if we did something crazy? Oh, yeah. This is already good. It's like, no, it's too harsh. Yeah, that is a little harder than I wanted to go. Well, yeah, okay, so now I'm going to give it back to you and you can mess with it. But I told you making a bass would be easy. That was fun. I just messing around, and then I was like, oh yeah, let's just make some random changes in the waveframe, like manually. Is that, so do you normally do your like wave synths manually, or?
I do. I really don't use like a ton of different wave synths like for each track that I make. It's like pretty reserved in that world. I guess my whole like process is probably a lot different than most people.
And then what about .exe? Do you make your like wave sounds manually still?
Yeah, I mean it's not. There's only so many sounds you can make.
But that's kind of what I was gonna say, because like I feel like I went through this whole phase where I was importing wavetables like from external wavetables, like chopping them up and then importing them into the LSDJ wave synth, and I was doing it like I automated the process. But as I was scrolling through, so you can see a lot of these in Don't Stop. I was using the Adventure Kid wavetables, and so I just filled up the whole wave synth like wavetable, all 256 frames pretty much, with the exception of like a kick. And then I was kind of just going through them randomly, and what I started to realize is that like there's not a whole lot of like usable. I guess it's like you can only do so much with that little resolution in the waveframe, I guess. So that like a lot of them kind of start to sound similar. Like especially the noisier it gets, they all kind of sound like just a wrapped, you know, bass synth that you kind of hear. It's that same sort of like noisy frame. So that's kind of what I was asking, because I'm like, I felt like that the way using the synth parameters is kind of the best way to traverse the landscape of different sound possibilities, of like useful sound possibilities.
There's definitely there's like, that's super valid.
It's just very effective to get something usable. There's a video from Little Scale from a long time ago, but he made a blog post and it was talking about I think he just programmatically generated every single value of that was even possible to generate in the waveframe. So there's like something like 32 trillion possible waveforms that you can generate. So you just like starting off with like, you know, the first value being 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then like, so it was just automatically going to generate every single waveframe. And there's not a lot of variation there. It's like a lot of those possibilities are actually like just mirrors of each other, or they're like whatever you would call them in math, like transpositions, or like basically the sound is equivalent even though the values are different. Like if you invert the wave, like what I was doing, just flip the whole thing upside down, the signal is basically the same to our ears. Like unless you're wearing headphones and there's like super fine like phase differences, more than likely or not, you're not going to notice if the sawtooth is upside down or not.
Well, the real interest comes in the differences between frames. For like, so you really want to know about like, I mean, having like an animation in mind can sometimes be helpful, but that won't necessarily translate to a good sound.
Right.
But for like individual frames, what I do is normally I like generate a synth regularly, and then I might like bit crush it, so like set every second value or every 4 values to the same.
Yeah.
And that can bring out some like low end. And then same thing with or same principle. Like I'll flatten out part of the wave where it's like really noisy, and they'll bring out some low end. Or I'll do the opposite. I'll like add lots of back and forth, so it adds more noise. I do lots of that for individual frames, and then just like clean up phase or whatever when it does like an in between value or something. There's lots of things the synth can do where like you want a flat line, but it's like a flat line and then one value in between that sample and the next sample. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's super cool. Maybe I'll ask you to like demo that in a little bit. It's like what you were saying about like flattening out some of the values to kind of add more bass. That's almost like what some of the phasing stuff does. I mean, in this version, the pinch phase, like it centers it, like, but in the previous one, I think it didn't. Am I right? Like, oh, we got a key change.
I just kind of been messing around. Sorry.
That's cool. Hey, also, welcome, Flipendo. I realize it's also another French chiptune artist who, yeah, it's late for you, but I should do a European friendly time zone stream.
Well, it's friendly if you don't care about your sleep.
Yeah, right. Well, it's agnostic.
I'm just wondering something. Did you clone the phrase or not?
Oh crap! I did not. I'm so sorry.
Undo. Just it's okay. Just undo.
Yeah, I knew. I did have a conversation with defense that like I was wondering how it was going to work out, whether I was going to be able to have a conversation and like do chiptune at the same time, and I guess maybe the answer is no so far.
It's okay. I mean, it's anarchy rules right now, so you know. Panther Cat.
Maybe I can.
Maybe you can revert it.
Over,
Yeah.
Yeah, to revert it. So I think we were gonna stick with Deep Clone for now.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay.
We whatever. I mean, if we max out phrases, then the song is done.
Yeah, we'll clean.
No, it's done.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. Panther Cat says, I've been juggling with the loop length of the synths to change the animation to change the sound. Yeah, that's super helpful. I usually don't mess with the loop length probably as much as I should, because I kind of feel like I want to capture all. I wish we had more. I wish they could be longer. Like, I wish you could go from wave frame 0 to like 40 or something. Like, chain 4 of the synths together. But we've had the discussion about that, and it was like, nah, you know, it makes more intuitive sense to kind of keep each wave instrument constrained to like that, you know, that section of the memory, I guess. 16 frames is plenty.
Oh, speaking of kick tricks and editing waves, do you have the kick trick in here that you taught me where the first wave frame is noisy and you jump to another phrase in the table?
Yeah. Another frame. Yeah. It's that's called the Kyoto kick, and I think it's popularized by like I know that like Toriana and like no or whatever his name is, they've used it. I believe that's where that technique came from. I just know that Taboke Gao shared like that original like noisy frame in the PSG Cabal Discord, and like from what I understand, it's like a bug in the original like version 4. If you raise the volume up like to an extreme amount, even though the distortion is set to clip, once it gets past a certain value, it like accidentally wraps. And so that creates that like extra noise, because I think it has to do with, you know, like adding, maybe it's some addition that happens where instead of like 15, you know, F, that it goes up to 16, like 10, and then that, as a result, like, because it's only half a bit, it ends up being a 0. Oh, Batsley! Yo! Batsley Adams is here. He's the creator of Telemelt.
Get out.
Oh, hey, what's up?
We've been.
Thank you.
This is so fun. We've been having a blast. We finally, since Thursday, this is the second stream where we've had 4 people in here, and it's wild. It feels great to me because, like, I'm sure Paul can relate as well, because, like, when it's just between the two of us, like, there's so much pressure to just keep, like, creating. But when there's 4 people in here, then, like, my role gets drastically diminished, so I don't have to worry about writing music.
It definitely turns into less of, like, create a song than it is chat about creating part of a song.
Yeah, and, like, esoteric LSDJ technique and random Game Boy concepts.
So, defense mechanism, do you ever do like multi-channel kicks?
Oh god. So not with the wave channel. Like, I'll usually just stick to the wave channel and do other stuff in the other channels. But if I'm using the wave channel for like a lead sound, then yeah, I'll use like noise and pulse together to do a kick. And especially like, I don't know. I'm trying to remember what I've done, but I feel like in Same Song, in that bridge section, I'm using the noise and pulse. So I'm pretty sure I use both of those. But it never really occurs to me to double up on the kicks, like between the noise and the wave. Even though I know a lot of people do that, like they'll do like a pop in the noise channel.
Yeah.
And that's also something I didn't show off in the kicks tutorial video. So now I'm just learning that I need a part 2. Kicks I forgot to make, and snares and toms.
I looked through one of his songs, and you, Defense, you were like, you did a lot of like kits combined with like, you know, a noise snare to create like a really nice snare. I noticed that you did that a bunch.
Yeah, I stole that from Hypnogram, because, yeah, I mean, just having that extra, whether it's a sample or whether it's like a tonal snare in the pulse or even in the wave channel, like, it just helps so much, because like a real snare drum has, it's not just noise, there's a tonal component, and like obviously a sample is great because it's an actual snare, so it's like really gonna reinforce the reality of, you know, this is a real snare drum. That's gonna tell your brain, right, your ear hears it that way. But I even like just including that tonal part. It's because I can usually get away with having less, you know, activity in the pulse channel, in one of the pulse channels. I can spare, because we have 2 pulse channels, so I can spare that and just throw in a little pulse snare. But yeah, I like using the wave channel for samples, and especially for snares. Although, and there's some, at least one like Roboctopus song where he uses like 3 channels for a snare, and they're like, one of them is like panned center, and then 2 of them are each panned left and right. So you get like this like super wide snare, which I haven't used that tech, but like I was like, what is going on? He told me, yeah, it's 3 channels. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, he's a stereo like design wizard. When I did a remix of his one track, was it? I forget what I ended up naming it. Something silly.
Yeah.
You ain't got the sandwich if you ain't got the jelly, or something like that. I just remember going through his project files for his panning, and it was so impressive. And kind of gave me vertigo a little bit too. Fun night.
Yeah. When I first heard that song, I know the one you're talking about, and like that one's, the save is available for that too. I learned so much, because I was like, what is going on? Because like every 4th beat or something, there's like a different like effect that happens, and I was like, this is so meticulously written. Like this must have taken so much work. I usually just like repeat the same stuff a lot, you know. I'll repeat the same pattern in the noise channel for like 16 bars.
I remember I asked him like how he got, like, you know, became so comfortable with LCJ, and his answer was something like, once he had a kid, he needed to be able to like make music with headphones only. And that was the reason why he stopped playing like his instruments and just started using LCJ. And I think that's pretty cool, like, to have access to something that, you know.
That's true, because like, even if you're playing on a, yeah, I guess most instruments, whether it's like either guitar or piano or something else, like a horn, like there's like one sound source kind of. I mean, a piano, I guess, is more stereo in the sense that the strings are like spread out. And obviously they're stereo in the sense that like the sound waves don't just, I don't know, go in one direction. Like they spread out in 3 dimensions. So it's not like completely the same, but there aren't that many like truly stereo instruments, I guess. That's interesting.
Does anybody like make, you know, LCJ primarily with like studio monitor speakers, or is it strictly headphones? For me, it's always headphones.
Yeah, I always use headphones.
Yeah, I would say a large portion of the time I use headphones. I know pouale works on emulators, but I would imagine that that's
mostly
a headphone thing too.
Yeah, of course.
It's just because.
Actually, maybe I should talk about what I'm doing on the song.
Oh, yeah, I've
reverted the changes on the first half, and also I've added like this super high pitch instrument in the Pulse 1 to make like some kind of counter melody.
Nice.
And I've touched up the melody in the Like I've continued the changes that Skip Sandwich started, and
Sweet.
that's about it. And I'm trying to like add a small drum break to like prepare the modulation, but like just 2 more snare hits.
That's pretty good. I do that a lot too.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, and I forgot. I have this now. Like this little.
I like that a lot.
End of melody. I think it could even begin the previous.
That high pitched melody sounds like reminds me of like Lavender Town from Pokemon
Oh.
Red.
Sounds like
Yeah,
boss
I get
battle
it.
music.
Kind of like a pensive fight, like impending fight.
Pikachu at a rave.
Yeah, if someone wants to take over. Also, I think like maybe this should be 8 bars or 6 bars at least, because maybe it's a bit short.
Yeah.
I think maybe the bass needs to be changed up a little bit.
Oops.
But did you have more ideas? Well, if you do, you can just take the controller back. I don't care.
I don't know. There's just maybe the start just needs to have like a different. I haven't really looked at what key we're in or anything like that.
I kind of like how it's like almost like a fake out or something. Should we just we'll just do that, and then these guys too.
Be careful because like the noise part is not cloned yet, which is okay because we didn't touch it in the second part. But if you want to modify the drums,
That's true. Thanks. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that now.
Flipendo, what are you talking about? The fact that the part should be 8 bars long? You thought I did that?
I kind of almost just want to. I didn't really, shape this, so I think I want to just kind of shape it a little differently. Yeah, maybe like that. Also, oh. Yeah, maybe that's good. Oh man, you can really hear that side chaining.
That's a fun trick to know for later.
Oh, okay. He's saying that like this is it this? Not this. This. It has a very pouale sound to it.
It does.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's
I
saying
guess it does, yeah.
that he's like, I would have guessed that was you, basically. Yeah. This.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This is great. I think definitely. Well, I'll reach out because Flipendo is great, and also I think he does a lot of like overclocked stuff, right? Who's this? I'm gonna hand it off. Well, yeah, I think you had an idea about the bass.
Yeah, I think he mostly uses like 3x, 4x. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's something we might have to like dive into with some. Have you used any like overclocked LSDJ
Me
stuff?
personally, not really.
The first.
I sometimes work at double speed on slow songs,
Yeah.
but I haven't done like really high speed stuff.
I did a 2x collab with Dogs Plus Plus for Winter Chip, and that was the first. I'm trying to think. I think the fastest.
It was 2x.
Yeah, that was he started it, so I was like, okay, well, I can't change it. Also, like, You really can't change it because there's no command to do that with the T command. Like, you can't.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, Panther Cat Animal, I hope you sleep well. Yeah, have a good night. 3X gang. Yeah, and Llama, of course, does all that 3X stuff. So I think in my song Near Miss, that's a double speed. I want to say it's like 270 or something like that. And that was it was okay, I think. The idea of like having to control the tempo with grooves and stuff like that, like, it is actually exciting because you can do really fine-tuned sound design with tables because the tables are so fast. So that could be cool, but also I feel like it's gonna be like a complete rabbit hole.
Yeah, I like to have like my tempo to know what it corresponds to, and also to know that my groove that I can use my triplet groove and stuff like that. I already know. So
right. Oh, hey, Plasma Pip, welcome. Is that sidechain by hand? Can LSDJ do auto sidechaining? It's rad. Yeah, so it is by hand using the M command in the table. Also, something I was gonna check just briefly. I'll give it back, but
you're good.
So this is okay. I just wanted to make sure because we're not actually even getting to this, right? Wait, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually, this really should go here because we're getting 6 ticks per note, right? So
you do the tick math for us.
Otherwise, the volume is gonna sit at 6 forever. Yeah. So that's another reason why this is just like, it's you have a little bit of control shaping it here. Okay, so that's all. But yeah, it's basically using that M command to kind of fake like the compressor is hitting. So that's on the kick table, so every time the kick hits, you're gonna get that like ducking.
I'm getting like into this like settling into this world of like kind of like a detuned like interesting like sound that because normally I like really like sit in the pentatonic chromatic world. So this is really fun to explore.
Like extended harmonies or chromatic.
Sure,
stuff like It works really nicely. Thanks. Yeah, it's a trick I don't use much, and I forgot to put it in the kicks video. And CC Ivory like reminded me of it the other day. The problem is now like I actually need more than just 2 kicks that I forgot about to make a whole other video. If I had 3 kicks, I think it would be worth doing another video. But as of now, I've only got the sidechain kick and the noise pop.
Did you do the single like noise channel click and nothing else?
No, that's what I meant.
So
I have that one, and I've got the this one, the sidechain one. That's 2, right? But if I could come up with a 3rd kick, or if somebody else wants to be like, oh, why didn't you? Yeah, the noise pop. It seems obvious now, but what's your preferred method of noise pop?
It depends. Sometimes I like a single tick of just like a pulse channel hit, and sometimes it's just like just the noise channel at like one length.
Right. Okay. So wow. So pulse, huh? So is that like? Yeah. Is that just like a very low frequency, like the lowest frequency?
No, this is something I'd use for like if I want to emulate like having a filter on or something.
Oh, okay, wow. So are you doing like what note do you play the pulse channel at?
I don't know, like C5 maybe?
Yeah, okay. C6? So it's like 1 tick of that?
No, I wouldn't use 1 tick for the pulse channel. That's like the only time I'd use that is like like a break chord shuffle or something.
Okay.
I'm guessing you have like the gabber slash I forget what you call it, but like the gabber sweep kick in there.
That's a good question. I tried. Oh, I tried the what is it? It's the R80 kick in the pulse channel. That's the one I called a gabber kick. But if you're referring to like a different gabber kick, then probably not. I should have asked. I should have hit you up for tips before I made my kick video.
I like 62 or 63, somewhere around there.
Oh, like the sweep kick? Okay. Yeah, I have a sweep kick in there. I think that probably does count. Yeah, I think that might have been the first kick. You know, one kick that I forgot was actually no kick, which is like, don't put a kick in your song.
That's like
you had that at the end, right?
No,
like,
I didn't. I think it was, but I think what I said was like you can layer them or like you can combine them all. I thought it would have been fun if somebody, and I should have done this myself, but like I don't have the chops for this, but like to make a song that's only kicks. Like use all the kicks in the template, or even like, you know, invent your own kicks and then just make a song that's all kicks.
That's hard.
Right? Well, it's hard because they all sit in the same frequency range, but like I've had this idea that it would be cool to do like a song that's basically all percussion, more or less, like not really having chords or like melody in like a very tonal way, you know? I think probably some melodic shape would take form, but like without thinking about tonality, you know what I mean?
How do you mute a channel again?
B plus select.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to, and then you got to hold select and let go of B.
Yeah.
Ah.
And then if you press B again, it'll unmute. Kick core, or as the cool kids call it, football music. Yeah, American football. No, that's different. The example that I was thinking of, there's an EP from DJ Girl, who is an incredible producer. I'm failing to think of what the name of it is, but it's like, it might be my favorite DJ Girl release, and that it's all like kind of like, I don't know what you would call it, Detroit techno or Chicago techno, something like that. And the crowd howls off of the EP called SLSK Tracks. And it's like, it's so good. And it's just like, it's this dirty like techno type stuff, but it's all like percussion basically. So I'm like, God, I would have no idea how to like construct anything like that, because like, how do you structure that? Like, I'm so used to like pop song form of like intro, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro, or whatever. That.
Yeah, I know. Like for me personally, I love to use like key shifts or melodies to create like interest. But with only drums, you can't really do that.
I know, and it's tough because I already find that I like struggle with dynamic range. It was worse when I first started using LSDJ. I was talking to Skip about this earlier, but like when CC Ivory was putting his leads up at like A, I was like internally kind of cringing because I'm like, so loud. You know, I usually try to keep my stuff at like 7 because like I might need to go louder than that, and that's okay. But like, man, some of my early songs, everything is like up way at like E and F. Like everything is so loud. But partly it's because the wave channel, like I hate lowering the volume of the wave channel. And in earlier versions, like we didn't have limit in the wave synth, so I'm trying to like keep everything competitive with the wave channel. But now that we have like limit,
oh, it's true. I already have had no, not already. I had like the opposite problem that I couldn't get my wave channel loud enough. But I guess it depends on how you design, because like I don't really I try to avoid warping on the wave channel. I prefer like soft clipping. Like I used to, at least for a long time. So I struggled to have the wave channel be loud enough.
Right.
But if you use if you use warp or stuff like that, you have a really loud wave channel. So
Oh,
yeah,
do you mean
I
rap?
guess, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Rap.
Okay, yeah. That's true, right? And that was the thing, like, if you want to use rap, especially in the older versions, like, you can't lower the volume. Even if you lower the volume of the signal, the dynamic range is still going to be the same. But now that we have a limit where we can limit, of course, it sounds different too. But it's nice to be able to even control volume of the rap. Oh, Flipendo says same Pouale. That's my biggest struggle.
Yeah.
Defense mechanism. How do I remember where the 3s are in your name? I can never find you on YouTube because I forget where the 3s
No,
are.
it's just a problem that all of my platform handles are different. So YouTube is just the full 2 words, defense mechanism. And I think it's the same for my Bandcamp. And then everything else, there's only 1 3, and it's in the word mech. And as for how you remember that, I don't know.
It's okay, it's better than .x.space.
Yeah. Well, it's made even more confusing by the fact that, like, your pronunciation of it is .x, whereas, like, for me, I know it is .exe, so it's, like, spelled out completely. I think it would be more even confusing or also kind of amazing if your web page was, like, the URL was, like, a dot and then an X, like, a period and then an X. And then space. But
I've gone by, like, even executable file, like every iteration of that phrase you can think of.
There you go.
Okay, binary compiled binary.
I'll try that one next.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what happened? How did we? Oh, it's B plus L. I was like, why is this panned? It's this channel. Okay, there we go. Did this overwrite my other synth?
I shouldn't. Wait. I think I did the bass instrument first. So I don't know if it did. I think you said synth 2.
Yeah, but
It should be the same one.
Yeah, it's the same one. But then what about my other this guy? Remember this?
I think I only made one, but I kind of got lost in it there for a sec.
Yeah, all I was saying is that we should like clone this, and then we can set this to synth like 3. So now that way we have both of our basses in here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was the same one.
But also I was thinking it might be. Look at me. I'm like, oh, I hate automating the volume of the wave channel, but also I think it might be useful here because I'm kind of feeling that like maybe
3X gang Flipendo.
Yeah. I want to make this. I'm like, it's very growly, which is cool, but it's not what I want right here. Is this the same pattern? Yeah, so, well, no, it's not. No, not quite. Okay.
It started to get a little hairy doing the transposing on the phrases.
Oh yeah, is the like what instruments are set to transpose and which ones aren't? That should be fine, right? Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh! A challenger has entered.
Who's here?
Cool. Yeah, CC Ivory is here.
Hey. Is your mic on?
What up, y'all?
What's going on?
Welcome.
We let me.
Hey. I'm trying to get on this URL. Let me get on this Telemelt.
It's in the stream planning chat. That's where I post all of the stuff.
It is not working for me.
You're,
It says IP
You're
address.
in the. Oh,
I guess I'm already in
your
the
face in the lobby.
You're in there already. I see you. There you go. Wait, no, now you're gone.
Hold
No,
on.
it disappeared.
right,
Regarding
hold
the
on,
song,
try it.
maybe it's just the brainworms talking, but I think we should modulate again when we reach row OC. So I'm not good with live mode. I'll just do that for now. Sorry. Yeah, I just love modulating.
it's all good.
And then maybe the bass is a little bit too harsh here. Maybe it should become harsher
Yeah.
later.
I think so too. I think I still want to keep that bass.
Yeah, of course, but for later, I think.
So you still can't get in, CC Ivory?
No. It says accept all content. Load content. Content URL expired.
Oh, that's crazy.
It sounds like it's going to see you as a viewer inside Telemelt.
Do you have another tab opener or something like that? This is. Oh, Batsley
No,
was in the
trying
chat. I don't know how to allow more content.
Oh. Hold on a second. No, this is weird.
Yeah, 'cause I don't think
Let me try this again. Let's get... I'm gonna ditch this browser and try it. Hold on.
Okay.
Maybe we want to change the end of this melody so it's not too repetitive.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Maybe just this.
Hey, why not? It's always there.
Yeah, I was gonna change like 3 or 7 to a different instrument.
I like the harsh bass, but I do think it'd be better if it like just pumped into the harshness a little bit more smoothly. That's basically the only idea I have for the synth itself.
If you the rule is that if you say an idea on the stream, you immediately have to take the controller and execute it. No, I won't enforce that.
That'd be wild though.
It is kind of. I mean, it is. Yeah, that's kind of the spirit of the whole thing, right? We don't know how crazy it can get. At some point, we will hit the threshold of like, the stream is too crazy. We have to shut the whole thing down. But until then, like, we're still trying to hit that that point.
Oh, I didn't clone the. Oh, that's okay.
Undo. Just undo.
Here.
That's an OP1 user. That's also a joke.
Oh man. Yeah, Kotlinski worked on that too.
What's that?
That's true.
Johan Kotlinski worked on the OP1.
Really?
Yeah. He's just, I guess that's just like, maybe, I wonder if that's, no, I'm kidding, because like, clipboard history is probably, you know, there's not a whole lot of memory left over for clipboard history.
Oh, jeez. That's... maybe sure,
I just like how I don't make anything... I don't make music on anything that has an undo button.
the inverse of that, G3 to E3. So that would be the inverse.
Okay. I just was messaging Batsley about it. So what happens is the link expires after 4 hours, but what we'll do is we can just save state, reload the ROM, and then kick back in. So, are you still, is he still on stream? Join the chat.
Oh, who just dropped?
Oh, I think it was, oh, he just came back. Okay, cool, CC Ivory's back. So let me know when you're done. All we have to do is basically just reload this, and then reload the state, or the SRAM. So...
I think you deleted the song data here. You didn't copy the...
What do you mean?
I mean the okay, my bad.
No, that's fine. No, I'm cloning like crazy. Don't worry.
Okay. I was worried because we already had that issue earlier.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely clone first, ask questions later.
Okay, so this is actually a learning curve thing for me, because what happens is if I try to do the setup of the stream in advance and just leave the Telemelt room on, then like after, so I must have set this up 4 hours ago, which is about right, because that's when Skip Sandwich and I were testing. So once we reload this, I might have to send you guys a new link, I'm not sure, but either way, then it will work.
Do not lose your progress though.
Oh yeah, no, I
cannot be held responsible.
I'll have it saved.
Is something a
Oh,
little
ooh.
We'll just make
traumatic.
another
I don't know
reggae
if
beat
it's
if we lose it. It's fine.
Yeah, right.
That's a little.
I like that.
That's a little too chromatic, but that's about the limit of my musical knowledge. So.
Okay, let's
I
take
like it. Like descended into like a freaking Pokemon battle there at the end.
Yeah, kind of.
If someone can fix that with like real talent, then yeah.
I think it doesn't need fixing. I think we just need to adjust the bass so that it works.
We just need to adjust your head to make sure that it sounds correctly to you. Okay, wait. I'll take a 30-second break here. All right, and then we'll be back shortly. Okay, we're back. Pouale had to leave, but CC Ivory is here. So we got the thing working.
He tagged me in.
Yeah.
Tag you in.
So I didn't know this, but I explained it already, but I didn't know that. But now I do.
And I just totally stole from Skip's
No, I wasn't up anyway. Go for it, dude. Take it. I insist.
I think this part still needs some work. Yeah, the beat is awesome.
Oh, you guys did my thing.
Yes, that's why
I was waiting to see if he would discover it.
Well, not only that, it's also in the table.
It's hard.
It's also in the table.
Yeah, go
But
to
that was the first thing I explained because I was like, I totally forgot to put this in my kick tutorial video, but you hipped me to it the other day.
You were here spiritually.
Yeah.
You were here within the table.
I was. I could feel it. Yeah, I was like, damn, that beat, it's so hard. What is going on?
Well, it's so funny because like when I heard your song where you used it, I was like, man, that compressor is hitting awfully hard.
Yeah.
That'll always be funny.
It sounds.
I noticed it immediately. I was
so
like,
good.
oh, I should have guessed it because like it just has such a distinctive sound.
I'm wondering how many times I've thought that people were, altering stuff in post when they weren't. They were just doing that.
I know, it's the trick. But then who cares? Sometimes it's like, does it sound
no, definitely
good?
not. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, it depends really because like if you're playing it live on a sound system somewhere like and it's just you through a mixer and a PA or sometimes direct in, like having those things happen in the Game Boy in the box is really useful.
Well, so what I used to tell people though, because like at my show at the 529, me and the sound guy were really tight.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would always tell him like, okay, you know what to do with that compressor? Just like beat the crap out of the compressor.
Yeah.
Just that wave channel is going to come in and it's going to be lots of pops. There's gonna be lots of crap, so like you need to limit the hell out of that thing.
Yeah,
because you're gonna spike. You're gonna break something.
Yeah.
Especially the old wave channel. It was all or nothing. I feel like.
It's so true. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let me groove on this real quick.
Something was.
This is getting really creative here.
Yeah, I don't think he finished that part.
Oh, yeah.
He started to. And
I also think like even the bass in one of these waves, like maybe in row 9 in the wave channel, it can be like a softer bass or something. Yeah, and if you clone this whole chain. And you can see how respectful we were of the numbering convention.
See that? So respectful. Now it's up to me to find where that.
Yeah.
Oops, that's not what I meant. Okay. All right, let's go 31.
I think it's really cool that you're
This is
doing
how
that.
I'm doing it now.
I think it's really cool that we're doing this.
Yeah.
Not working.
What is
Yeah,
continuity?
Yeah, it's
I
all
know,
out the
who cares?
window. It's all
Continuity
out the window.
in a tracker?
Right.
You crazy?
Crap, I just totally screwed it up.
I almost never use like a tracker to repeat parts. Like there's always something little that I'm cloning for, and then nothing ends up repeating.
Are you talking about just
that's
like
the goated way of writing, because like if I do that, like I will absolutely run out of, like, I'll have half a song, because there's all kinds of like little, like, oh, instead of the bass line going Bwah, I want it to go like Bow, you know, like that, and then like I'm cloning like every other phrase.
But that's why you have to do slim cloning when you're doing that. You know, just
But
do
even
one phrase
still,
at
like,
the end.
because like if I want to do, it's usually in the wave channel where I notice it the most. Like, and my noise channel stuff repeats a ton, but like I think it would be really cool to write a song in which nothing repeats. Also, that sounds insane, because like, yeah, it
Sounds like
that's a lot
something
of work.
Bryface could do.
Yeah.
Like LSDJ, but
That's
it doesn't
like-
repeat.
Or like Roboctopus, like I was talking about, how every like fourth beat something different happens.
Do y'all remember PDF format?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh
yeah, he
I
was
remember-
like,
yeah, he's like
He
famous.
did that. He did that one time.
we played together.
Wait, what do you mean?
No way, really? No, yeah, David Deneen Porter. He's like a comedian. Like he's well
What,
The
PDF?
known.
dude is freaking great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's friends with Trash
David
80 and like wait,
Deneen.
hang on. You played with him?
yeah. Me and David are friends.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How's
He
he,
was
how's he
even-
doing?
Like,
We were playing in Toronto around the same time.
Oh.
Last I heard him, he was dancing in a silver uniform on Jimmy Fallon or something.
Okay.
what?
Yeah, he was on like one of those late night talk shows, and he was like dancing in the background. It was just like an extra.
That's
He was around. Oh God, when was that? It was I was in a Discord hanging out with him, and Trash 80 like invited him in to be on Discord, and this was like a few years ago, and he was doing this, and he still sometimes posts on it occasionally, but called Songs by Request, and like he's done some of the craziest stuff. Like he did this version of the American national anthem that was like a doomsday version. It was like in a minor key, and it was like an apocalyptic version of the national anthem. But then somebody else requested a song about getting their wisdom teeth out, so he made a song about that. And like if you look it up like on Instagram or YouTube, called Songs by Request.
He's so funny.
Or like one of my favorite things is it's called like LeBrondel's Universe, and it's a
I love
pilot
LeBron.
show. It's just one episode that was a pilot that was like, it's very kind of like Tim and Eric, like very like early 2000s Adult Swim kind of nonsense thing that it's just like, it's very much on brand for his style of humor. But what were you talking about PDF
Dude, I would
format
love
in
to,
relation to the song being different or something
I could
like
have
that?
sworn. So I could have sworn it might not actually be him. It might just be name dropping, just random. But like I could have sworn it was him that I had a conversation with one time, because he was using LSDJ for a while there, and like
Yeah.
he was gonna do a rock opera sort of thing, and he did it on the Game Boy at first, and but he ran out of space, so he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna do it with live instruments.
Oh man. Whoa.
I'm pretty sure that's the story. That may be just the lore, and I'm spreading some crazy random rumor, but
It kind of
That's what I
sounds on
remember.
brand. Does it? Does it
it's
sound
pretty on brand.
Yeah. I feel like that adds up. So we'll just, yeah, I think that's official now. I know there's a video of him doing like it's some kind of guitar to MIDI into an Arduino boy where he's like playing the Game Boy with guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Man, it would be really cool to reconnect with him.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
He seems like a cool
He was
guy.
a pretty swell.
His last post on Facebook is just a picture of a casserole with the caption "I am God." So that's what he's up to.
Yeah.
Okay.
He posts
I mean, that's
on
not
Instagram
too
fairly
off-brand for
regularly.
me, so
Yeah. Yeah.
as a calzone, that's pretty on brand for
That's
me.
right.
So maybe he's calling out.
There's 5 years between that post and his
I am God. All
Oh
right,
yeah.
I don't know
So
what that
this is my kicks template basically. It's all kicks
Oh.
above there, and that's like yeah.
Ah.
It's the only template I could find.
Yeah.
Skip Sandwich was like, we should start with the template, and this is the only one I could find.
Hey, no, I said you should mention to your friends and the viewers that
that's
you have cool
right.
templates.
I have some templates on my website on defensemech.com/songs. And Skip was saying that it was like it was nice to use.
Yeah, it was helpful. It was just
Oh yeah.
Also, should we get into this whole thing? Like, what is a skip sandwich and why is it DX?
So it's not a strong backstory, but so my profession is I'm a chef. I make pizzas for a living.
No
And,
way.
Yeah, and
I learned how to make pizza. That's something
I
you
know,
and
and that's
have in
why I
common.
was like, and that's why like I love your pizzas look great.
Oh,
and,
thanks.
So back before it was, or after it was like, oh, just Earthbound influence name. There was like an inside joke where it was like skip the sandwich and have a slice of pizza.
Oh, okay.
But skip sandwich DX was an item in Earthbound to escape enemies.
Oh, see, this explains why I asked that question. Everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" But I haven't actually played Earthbound.
Oh yeah, it's totally Earthbound influence, but then it kind of like was ironic because I don't make sandwiches.
Okay.
I don't really eat them. So like,
Yeah, this is like everybody who has met me like knows I don't play video games. I do play like the occasional retro game, but that isn't one that I've like made it around to. I only play like retro games that I already played as a kid and like know how to play. But like it's like I don't fit in the chiptune scene kind of in that way because it's like I know that not everybody's like a gamer. But like I don't play video. Some people are like, oh, this is a thing we bond over, or like I watch anime or whatever.
well,
It's
that
like,
became like a meme on PSG of like, how did you get into chiptune? Well, I grew up playing Game Boy games.
yeah.
And then expand from that into everybody's story. We're all living the same life.
Yeah.
.exe. Not a joke for you, but like just But yeah, I had an earlier handle that was like god awful back in like the late 2000s or like mid to late 2000s, and like I had to just like think of something that was cooler sounding, and I don't know, it was like 2009, and I was like obsessed with the Mother series, and the patch for Mother 3 English patch came out for Mother 3.
Yes, I
And
did
that
play
quickly
like
became my
half
favorite.
of that game, and it was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was that's a really important game to me. I don't really remember if skip sandwiches. I know there was a Lucky Sandwich in that game, and so some of my friends call me Lucky for Lucky Sandwich too. But
Nice.
that never became a handle, and I think it's kind of like when you choose your favorite sports team when you're a little kid, you like just stick with it for no reason, and
yeah.
I was I don't know, I came up with skips, and I chose Skip Sandwich DX like. 16 years ago.
But it's also like that makes sense because like I don't know, to me this is like it's still you can't escape the fact that we're making music on a Nintendo console. So like it is on brand. I mean it just like if you Google search defense mechanism, like you're not going to find chiptune.
No, I have to write like I've definitely Googled you a few times and I had to write Bandcamp or chiptune
or
afterwards to get to
LSDJ
you.
yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
if you put in like Skip Sandwich DX like in YouTube, I don't really have a lot of YouTube content at all, like really any. I don't think I have a single like chiptune song submitted, but you'll find like Electric Children back in the day covered a song of mine.
Oh yeah.
And put it on as one of his albums, and like so if you search my name, you get his song, which is kind of funny.
Nice. Hey, I mean that's how Prince did it, bro.
And
Get your song out on somebody else's.
I don't know what Jack's been up to, by the way, Electric Children, but like that dude was so freaking talented. Like, and I miss his music.
Come on back, like the children.
I think he's a teacher.
Flipendo said the soundtrack of Earthbound is 11 out of 10.
Seriously is. There was an old album you can find on the internet. It's called Bound Together, and it was like a really great like album of different artists recreating the songs on different types of musical hardware.
Nice.
And also they.
Oh, that's cool.
And more recently, or subsequently, within the past few years, someone recreated the Mother 3 soundtrack. I guess they had I'm not super knowledgeable on the subject, but the way they made like Game Boy Advance music was to use these like old like samplers, like these Yamaha samplers. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Those like big boxy pieces.
Yeah.
Where like the GBA, was representing these sounds. And they're a little bit crushed, they're a little bit lower res. So some madman on YouTube recreated all of the songs in high definition from the same samples, but from the hardware itself, rather than the Game Boy interpreting that hardware.
Whoa, yeah,
and
I mean that makes
sounds
sense.
Amazing.
I know that people have done that for like Super Nintendo sources too, because that's a similar thing where it's like a sampler. GBA, it's all done in software, and it's really that bass sounds great. But yeah, it's really like I feel like it's lower quality the more channels you have or something like that. So GBA, I think, is worse quality than Super Nintendo, or at least sounds that way.
Probably.
So it doesn't surprise me that like somebody was able to go back, because pretty much for almost all of the original Super Nintendo soundtracks, like I know that there are a lot of like Roland sound sources. There's like a whole community dedicated to finding the original sound sources for those, and then people making like quote unquote remastered soundtracks. But the important thing to know is that like the composers didn't compose with high fidelity in mind. They heard the songs as we hear them played in the game.
And I think that's really cool. For someone that finds that like super nostalgic and
right,
and I guess found comfort in LSDJ for that exact reason.
It's so funny. Yeah, it's like a low resolution. Like the whole thing is just kind of very low resolution. Every sound is like, in LSDJ we get samples now, but still it's very like low resolution, and it used to be. It used to be a lot crunchier, and now it's different. But
it's impressive now.
Yeah. But yeah, the Earthbound stuff, there's a lot of like odd time in there, right? That's the main thing I think of.
I mean, therethere's a lot of like straight up like not even just inspiration, but at least Mother 3 had like straight up Beatles songs, interpreted, and there's like a bunch of interesting like theories about why it never got localized. There's a bunch of sensitive topics that the game covered on. I don't know if you got to that part of the game.
I don't think so.
But it's a very mature game, for its, don't judge a book by its cover type scenario, and like the licensing for music was kind of a point of contention with whether it could be localized in the United States.
Oh,
and
sure.
That everyone always kind of theorized that, well, maybe Nintendo doesn't want to have to fight whoever owns the Beatles music, because that's what's going to end up happening. Because Nintendo not only loves lawsuits, but just as much they want to avoid them too.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's only worth like paying a bunch of lawyers if you're like really gonna get some money out of it. Meaning, like, if you can stop people from stealing money from you, then it might be worth it to them to go after it. And I'm not saying that I like agree with any of their, litigation tactics, but
sending children to prison for modding consoles.
No. How about we don't? How about we don't do that? Just an idea.
I mean, I plan to not do anything wrong or too wrong.
Yeah.
And try to make a shitload of money off of it. Just going back to what we were talking about the GBA sound.
I feel like those are good. I feel like those are good just rules in general.
Oh yeah, super cut and dry rules. Does anybody know if any other chiptune musicians really dug into like the nano loop for GBA?
Oh yeah, Triac uses both Nano Loop 1 and 2, and like he writes like songs like we would write in LSDJ, and like he just happened to find Nano Loop first, and he's German, and so was Oliver. So I think he just discovered it first, and Nano Loop came out first. So, but that was what he learned, and he's like, I tried LSDJ, I couldn't wrap my brain around it at all. And then there's some other people who like Monotony, he uses GBA. I mean, there's Boa Constructor and Havoc with 3 C's. He's a German, like, German? Yeah, he does a lot of techno stuff. I feel like Nano Loop is really good for like techno, and like the GBA, it's basically like an FM kind of thing. So you can make these just really crazy. I got a Nano Loop 2 cart, and I haven't spent any time with it at all because.
Can you control like algorithms like in Nano Loop the way you can in like the M8, for example? In the FM
no, it's much more abstract. I mean, have you ever used Nano Loop before?
For like 30 minutes, like a very long time ago, and I was like, "Whoa, this is wild!" And like I barely understood LSDJ at the time, and probably arguably still now.
Well, LSDJ is very like, I don't know, for the lack of a better word, like left-brained, because everything is laid out, it's logical, it's numbered, it's like there's clear pattern from up to down and left to right, and
it's
whereas
less
like,
visual.
It's a lot less visual. It's very text oriented, like a lot of reading. And then in Nano Loop, it's just like, what does this shape do? You know, there might be some text on screen, there might not be, and you just kind of use your ears. And in that way, it's kind of brilliant. So, I mean, you do learn eventually, like, and like the patterns have numbers and stuff. So that's kind of similar, but like, it's just like, I mean, I'm sure that. It is like modulating an algorithm. It's not really like an algorithm though. I don't think there are different algorithms. I think it's just maybe like a 2-op type of thing, like where you're just a modulator and a carrier. I don't know because I haven't messed with it that much. But
Can we get Henry Homesweet to like stream on Telemelt like how to use a GBA Nano Loop?
Yeah.
Is it Nano Loop 2? Is that what it's
right.
called for a GBA? That's cool.
He was using the crap out of that.
Oh,
I mean, that was always my favorite when he did those sets. That was always cool.
Flipendo, some
He
songs
could like
in,
he could dial it in.
that would be cool. I don't, you know, it's hard to stream that because you kind of need like a capture, like a video capture, because you got to use the hardware. So like if you had a
like
either
you don't
a
think
GameCube,
BGB would be able to?
no,
or not
there's no
BGB,
ROM for
Visual
it.
Boy Advance was
No,
kind of,
it runs on hardware. It's a hardware cart. You have to have that hardware.
Really?
Yeah. There's a demo ROM of Nano Loop 1, but you can't like save in it, but like you have to have the Nano Loop cartridge in order to run Nano Loop. So catch up on the chat. Flipendo said some songs in Earthbound are very much inspired by Japanese ambient music. That's pretty cool. Hardstyle Fox, oh shit, forgot about the stream. What up, Cham? Chiptune fam. What's up? Welcome. We gotta get you on. We gotta get you on the stream. That there is some deep knowledge that Hardstyle Fox has. That it's like, yeah, it's crazy. And hello, Steve Kondrick. Love to see Nano Loop. Never tried it before.
This is my buddy Steve, who
hey,
worked
welcome.
for Google.
Welcome.
Google Steve, as some people call him.
If you're interested in
Google
checking it
Steve.
out, I really recommend Nano Loop Mobile. It's on both iOS and Android, and it's like $5. And there's a lot of similarities. The workflow is extremely similar, and my friend Yeshap, Gesceap, it's an old English word that means shape, has made a bunch of incredible music, and also I think he made a tutorial for Nano Loop Mobile. Because like nobody uses it, nobody like makes releases with it.
I can't believe you're saying there's Nano Loop Mobile right now. I did not know.
Yeah, so I mean that's obviously that could be streamed. If you have a way to like stream, you know.
I feel like
Android phone.
I feel like someone knows how to like output a GBA to a monitor.
Oh yeah, there's
stream
like
that.
there used to be like a third party like it kind of fit in like where the ribbon cable goes. Not very high quality, but you can definitely use like a GameCube with Game Boy Player if you.
That's what I was just about to joke. Get an HDMI converter, to like composite converter, and then get Game Boy Player for the GameCube.
Yeah, well, actually, the what are they? Just like the RCA cable connectors for like composite out are super cheap. You can get one of those for like $15.
CC Ivory, what do you have going on here?
Very techno. I wanted to have like two different voices going on here, right? So you got that chord, and then da-na, dum, da-na-na-na-na, dum, da-na, dum, 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 ba-na-na-na, da-na. Almost like horns. Da-dum, da-dum,
Nice.
da-dum, dum, da-na-na-na-na. Something like that. Maybe even strings if you get excited. But all right, I'm gonna pass the control.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think if there's a way that we can like. What is this?
I think that was before the modulation.
Well, also, by the way, I totally went on my own there. So, but I changed the so 1B is totally different now. Like, look at the transpose on that. It's a little different.
I don't even know what. Yeah.
I turned it from I think it was in G sharp. I made it into A sharp. And now it's a descending bass line.
Yeah, classic. So now I'm like, do we? Okay.
I don't know.
Oh God, what?
I messed you guys up.
Oh no.
Okay, so what?
I didn't do that. That wasn't me.
Well, go to the table. There's something going. Okay, there it is. I mean, you can get away with that just by changing 08's. Yeah, there you go. Change that 13 to a new instrument without a table, and then I think it'll be fine.
Oh, that's probably what I did, didn't I?
Yeah. 13 has like a new table to it, so just clone it, take off the table, and you'll get the sound the same.
This is awesome. Okay.
Nice.
There you go. And we're back. And I think the duty cycle or pulse width is different, but that's fine.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was the one that.
Oh no, I did the same thing to Pouale earlier. I started messing with something he made without cloning.
This is part of the anarchy that this stream is. Like, this is.
Hey, I told you guys I was gonna do this. Did I say that?
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Change everything.
what is LSDJ work without losing half of it? You know.
Yeah. Well,
Who hasn't been heartbroken by accidentally deleting their 7 hours of work?
We were talking about workflow earlier. Like, I used to be like, I think someone was saying they like to slim clone everything. I used to be like that, actually. Defense Mechanism turned me on to my new workflow, which is just deep clone all the time, and then clean up when you need to.
I feel like people always start with deep clone, and then they discover slim clone.
Yeah.
I was the opposite, but it's like slim clone. You're constantly trying to be like, oh, did I clone that yet? Is that safe to overwrite? And deep clone is just like optimize it later if you need to, and just like don't constantly think about optimization while you're writing. I like that a lot.
I remember on the Apic
That's a
Collective
good
forum,
point. That's a good point.
there was like a thread on Apic Collective where someone would choose a value, ascending or descending, depending if they're deep cloning or slim cloning. So just for reference, so they quickly identify on the song screen if something was slim or deep clone. I thought that was interesting.
Oh yeah, we have that now, right? Like, yeah. Because I was like, can we? Because I want to know, like, I don't necessarily want to deep clone something, or vice versa. Like, if I'm trying to clone something and I see that it says up there slim, it's like, oh, don't mess with the pattern data if you don't want to change it. Let's see. Oh, Hardstyle Fox. God, I wish we could name the patterns. It's like, yeah, or tables even. I would love to be able to name the tables.
It does have a name. It's 16.
It's 16.
That's the name.
I know. Well, so that's been the suggestion made when people said, like, bring back the single chain bookmarks. You know, how are we? Because you could also like make patterns with them, or you could like highlight a specific channel. And it's like, what if I want to, make a notable thing happening in this certain, like, I want a visual identifier of something different happening in the wave channel. And Johan was like, use a different number.
Yeah,
which
right?
gets back to the whole like choosing the manual number for this. I could see doing it for chains, but for phrases, like, no way.
When you're seriously like diving into a track and you've been staring at the same values, for hours, I feel like they have a characteristic and an identity after so long.
Yeah, but then like 6 weeks later, when you're trying to go back to it and you
Forget
haven't,
about it.
Then it's like, what was I doing? Heartstyle Fox, what does the clone stuff do? I've never used it. So if you're cloning, it only makes a difference when you clone a chain. So if I cloned this chain here, it will clone this specific chain, and then it will make copies of all of the phrases into new phrases. That's deep cloning. If you slim clone, it makes a copy of the chain, but it keeps all of the same phrases. So if you were expecting to go in here and change, phrase 2B, then it's going to be the same in chain 16 and in the new cloned chain, because it's literally the same phrase. So it's like sometimes better to deep clone by default, because
I think it's good discipline to slim clone first, because otherwise you're just wasting phrases, especially if you're trying to do like a drum fill at the end of I don't know, from like just like a bunch of phrases, and you just need the last one. You don't want to deep clone everything above that.
I couldn't disagree with you more.
That's so wild. No wonder you run out of space.
Yeah.
Like if you need to do something like that, then you can temporarily switch to slim clone.
Yeah.
And just, I think of deep clone as like a safe mode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a great chiptune artist.
Also, you can, you're forgetting that you can...
Dope name.
You can sort of insert words on the song screen by just using the letters of hexadecimal,
Oh,
you can put beef in there, you can put dead in there. Yeah.
Hold on a sec.
Or,
Hold on,
or
8008.
Or deaf. I can fit deaf in there.
Try that one.
Or 8008, obviously. What else was I thinking? Oh, you could use musical notes.
Crazy.
You can use musical notes. You could do like cabbage. Or the speech synth. Yeah, you could have like 3-letter words. Are they 3? I think they're 3 now. They got reduced.
This is what I live for, y'all.
Yeah.
Right here.
It's like
Anyway, I gotta jump though.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, thanks for contributing. This has been awesome.
Oh yeah.
I probably should
See
get
you guys
going.
later.
Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye. Have a good night. I probably should get going soon, but I also want to go a little bit longer.
Yeah, 9 p.m.'s like the cutoff for me as well, so I should probably get going.
Well, thanks for joining. This has still been really awesome.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thanks.
Well, in that case, I guess I'll go ahead and sign everybody off now, because it is 9 p.m. So we've hit our 2 hours.
Short and sweet.
Better to leave them wanting more, because we'll be back. I'm tentatively planning for about 2 weeks from now. We're gonna kind of see when people are available and plan the next one then. So thanks everybody for joining. This has been a ton of fun as always, and we'll see you again here soon.
See you guys.
Ta-ta.